Hey guys, we're going to do a jump board workout. We're going to use a Pilates ball as a prop. If you don't have one, you can always use a magic circle for some of it, or a pillow, or just try to do without it. And I also have a little pillow. You can have a yoga block. It just helps keep your head, your neck less strained, and your back. So I'm going to start with 2 red springs on. Lay down on your back. We're going to start with our heels together, toes apart in first position. You're going to inhale and then exhale, start jumping out. When you jump out, press that back into the reformer, so you're imprinting that lower back down. If the spring load is too heavy, go down to a red and a blue. Take an inhale and exhale, press out. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Each time you press, pull up through the quads. Keep squeezing the inner thighs and quads, landing soft as you come down. Let's do 10 more. We're going to go into parallel feet, so knees together, feet together, squeeze the inner thighs. Press that lower back down into the reformer. Keep breathing, exhale as you press. 10 more. 9. Squeeze those quads. We have 2 more, and then we're going to alternate between first and parallel. Let's go. So first position, parallel. First and parallel. Keep breathing. Alternating. Let's do 6 more. And 5. For 4. 3, for 2, and 1. Whew. Bring your knees into your chest. Do a little rock side to side. Rock out the legs and back. All right, let's bring our feet to second position. So feet are wider on the jump board. Toes and knees are turned out slightly. Arms long by your side. As you press out, I like to aim my toes a little bit higher towards the jump board, so you're protecting the back. You don't want the legs to drop low. Inhale, exhale, second position. Start jumping out, land soft. Ten more here, just stay in second position. We're going to alternate between second and first. So feet come into first, out to second. Into first, out to second. Land soft. Almost there. Squeeze those inner thighs, glutes and quads. Let's do 5 more. lighten the spring load a little bit. So I'm gonna put on a red and a blue, so take off one red. We're gonna start in first position. And as you jump out, you're just gonna cross the right leg over the left, back to first. So we're gonna do that, and then we'll switch in the left over the right. And then we're gonna go double cross. So I'll give you cues and I'll remind you, but we're gonna start laying down on your back. Take a few deep breaths. Get your breath back. Feet are gonna start in first position. As you jump out, that right leg is gonna cross over the left and then land back in first. Stay on that right leg the whole time. Inhale, exhale. Jump out, cross, and then back to first. So you'll feel a little bit more inner thighs, crossing that right leg over the left. More. 9. You're staying on that right leg. 8. Cross over to the left. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Now cross that left leg over the right. So little cross. Left over the right. You're using the inner thighs. More. Last 3. Now we're going to alternate. Cross the right over the left. Here first, left over the right. So right over left, first, left over right. Alternating between the two. Press that back down into the reformer. 5 more. 3, 2, 1. Come on in. Just reach the leg up to the ceiling. Hold down on the hamstring. Just do a little hamstring stretch. Also, just to give us a little breather. Switch legs. Grab that left leg. Pull down. Feel the stretch in the hamstring and then the calf. You can grab the bottom of your foot to get a deeper stretch in the calf. Okay, put both feet back on. Feet are coming back into first position. Now, as you jump out, you're gonna double cross in the air. So you jump out, right and left, go over, so you're doing one cross, and then landing back in first. Take an inhale, exhale, press out, double cross, back, double cross, back. If you can't do the double cross, just jump out and do what we were doing before. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just crossing the legs over each other, squeezing your thighs. It's like a little ballet move. Ten more. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's roll on up. Let's make our spring a little lighter. We're gonna do a little abs. We're gonna get back to jumping. So I'm gonna put one blue spring on for reverse crunches. If you like it a little heavier, do a blue and a white. Knees are gonna come up against the shoulder rests. Hands on the rails. Make sure you bring the shoulders so they're over the wrists. Because you don't, if they're too far back, then you're gonna work more on the shoulders. So inhale, exhale, round through that spine, pull those knees in towards the wrists, and then back out slow. Exhale to pull in. Control it back. Always keep
the abs engaged as it goes back to the stopper. You don't want to let it loose. Try to have your head, your eyes looking at the floor, or they can slightly look at the quads as they come in. Slow as you move back. Think about dropping the shoulders down your back, away from the ears. So you're working the upper obliques as well as the lower abs. Let's do 5 more full range. Slowly resist back. We have 4. Scoop those abs in for 3. And 2. Last one, hold it all the way in towards the hands, hold it, suck the belly button up to the spine, hold it for 10, isometric hold 9, 8, breathe, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, we're gonna do little pulses, go back an inch, in an inch. Think about just tucking the pelvis, each time you scoop those knees in. We have 10 more tiny pulses, 10, 9, tuck the pelvis, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, hold it in, release it back. Try not to take a breather, put your hand out further, we're just gonna hold the plank. Abs tight, scoop the belly in. Suck the belly button up to the spine, drop the shoulders away from the ears. Deep breath in and slowly exhale. You can add on, we're gonna bring that right knee to the outside of the right elbow, back down and alternate. If this gets too hard or uncomfortable, just hold the plank. Squeezing those obliques as you bring the knee in toward the elbow. Let's do 5 more. 4, 3, 2, 1, hold the plank, 5 more seconds, hold it for 5, squeeze the glutes, 4, 3, 2, drop the knees, take a little child's pose back if you need, rounding out the spine. Okay, let's roll on up, keep that blue spring on, I'm gonna grab my ball. So, it's on a super light spring, so don't jump out very hard because you'll fling back and hit the stopper. So I want the first jumps to be very light. Because the springs are lighter, you have to use your abs to control it in. You bring it, the reformer comes in slower, so you have to use your core more. So, 1 blue spring, I'm gonna take the ball, place it in between my ankles. So remember, the first few, or most of them, you're gonna jump out lightly. So arms long by your side. As I jump out, I'm gonna try to aim my toes towards the top of the jump board just so I know I'm activating my abs. Inhale, exhale, jump out, and in. So really slow and control. So because it's on a light spring, you should feel your abs activating a little bit more, so you won't feel as much your legs now. We're focusing on core. Now as you jump out, give that ball a little squeeze. You know you're activating the deep lower pelvic floor. So remember to lift those legs up higher. So you're protecting the lower back and really activating the abdominals. If this is too light and you are feeling in your back, just go to blue and white spring. Squeeze that ball each time you press out. 4 more here, and then we're gonna add on. 2 more, then we're gonna bring your knees to your chest. Last one. You're gonna jump out, knees in, and press out.
So because the springs are lighter, you have more air time to bring the knees in and then get them back out on the jump board. As you lift the knees up, focusing on using the lower abdominals. Make sure the shins are lifted and the feet aren't dropping down towards your bottom. Five more here. Then we're going to straighten the legs up to the ceiling. 4, 3, 2. Now we're going to jump, keep the legs straight, lift the legs up, and down. If this does not work for you, then just go back to the leg tuck or just jumping straight out. You want scooping the belly button up to the spine as you bring the legs up. Exhale as you lift the legs. Press that lower back down into the reformer. Five more here. Last one. Come all the way in. Keep the ball in between your thighs, scoot a little bit away from the shoulder rest. Legs up to the ceiling, arms behind your head. You're gonna lift up, crunch up, squeeze that ball, and then lower the head back down. Exhale, lift up, squeeze that ball, and lower. Lift up, crunch and squeeze. If you can't keep the legs straight, then bring them into tabletop. You can still squeeze that ball. Working on the upper and lower abs. Elbows wide, little space between the chin. 5 more here. Exhale, lift forward. We have 3. Try to get the shoulder blades up. 2. Last one, you're gonna lift and hold it up there. Just give that ball a squeeze. Squeeze 10. 9, you can always reach the arms out in front of you if you need to get higher. 8, 7, 6, 5, squeeze that ball. 4, 3, 2, stay lifted with the chest, little pulses up. Keep an active squeeze on the ball, little pulse. 10, 9, go slow, otherwise the carriage will move. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it up there, hold, 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 squeeze that ball. 5, hold it for 4, 3, 2, and relax it down. Woo! Take the ball out for a second. Put your feet on the jump board. Just do a little rock side to side. Okay, we're gonna roll it up. Keep that ball still. We're gonna place the ball between your... Actually, I'm gonna place it a little bit lower so I can stay higher. If this is uncomfortable on your back, bring that ball towards your mid-upper back. You wanna scoot your bottom down towards the bottom of the corner. Arms can be behind your head, which is harder, or out in front. So toes are parallel. Keep the chest lifted the whole time. Just gonna do a little jump out and in. So we're isometrically working the abdominals, lower and upper. So again, the reformer is kind of light. So go slow, jump, don't jump too hard. If you don't like the ball and it gets into your back, just go back to laying on your back without the ball. You won't be here for too long. Five more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now as you jump out, try to crunch a little bit higher. Lift the chest a little bit more and those legs. Very small. You're just crunching a little higher. Think about pressing the hands down to lift the chest.
5 more here. Exhale, lift. 5, 4. Scoop those abs in. 3, 2. Now as you jump out, you're gonna bring one knee to the chest. So see, lift it with the chest. Bring one knee in, lay it back to center, and the other knee. Very small. We have 6 more. Last 6. 5, 4. Scoop those abs in. 3. Make sure those legs are lifted. 2. And 1. Come on in. Woo. Take a little stretch over the ball, opening up the chest and shoulders. Rolling up, we're gonna place the ball onto the floor.
All right, now we're gonna get into a little side jumping glute work. So I'm gonna add on a white spring to the blue spring. So I have a blue and a white spring on. If you want a little bit heavier for side jumping, you can always go to a red. You're gonna lay down. I'm gonna lay down on my left side. Make sure your bottom is scooped to the back of the former. The right foot is on the jump board, halfway up, lift up through the bottom rim. So go slow, make sure you land soft on the jump board, don't hit into the stopper. Just jump out and resist it down. Make sure you get deep into the squat each time you come down. So you stick that butt out. Squeeze the glute and quad each time you lengthen. So just a straight jump, no lift of the leg. More here. Last 2, then when we jump out, we're going to kick the leg forward. So keep a straight leg as you jump out, a little kick, and then bring it back. It can be very tiny. You're just bringing that leg forward, almost creating like a little L shape. It doesn't have to be big. It's kind of a quick kick so you can get back. More. Last 2. You're going to go back to normal jumping. So leg straight and bend it in. Squeeze that glute, get deep in the squat. Four more here, and then we're going to add a little leg circle. Last one. You're going to jump out, do a little circle. It's almost like a half circle. Stabilize the hips and pelvis. You're going to adjust the leg is lifting and circling. One more in this direction, then reverse directions. Up and around, again, stabilize the pelvis. Get deep in that squat. Last one, back to parallel jumping. Normal jump for 10. Resist it down. 9, squeeze that glute. 8, 7, 6, 5, press out, squeeze 4, 3, 2, last one. And come on in. Whew. Rolling up. I'm gonna change my spring to a single red spring. You can keep it on the blue and a white if you find the red to be heavy. Stand off to the side of the reformer. So my left foot is on the floor. My right foot is up against the shoulder rest. I just worked that right leg. So that is the foot that's up against the shoulder rest. Hands are gonna be on the jump board just for a little resistance. Bend that left leg just slightly. You're gonna press the gears all the way back. Squeeze that right glute and then pull it in. Full extension, squeeze, and in. So you want to slightly in with the chest. So I'm really only using this right hand up against the jump board for stability. You could kind of do it without it, but I find I'm a little off balance. So really focus on squeezing that right glute each time you press out. Exhale to press, full extension, and pull in. Ooh, my right leg is shaking. Let's do 8 more. Resist it in, 7. Press back 6, make sure those abs are engaged. Press back 5, pull it in slow. 4. All the way back, squeeze that glute. 3. Press back 2. Last one, you're gonna bring it in halfway, hold it, little pulse. Out an inch, in an inch, slow, feels that glute, resist it in. Almost there. Keep breathing. You can always take a breather if you need. Let's do 5 more. For 4, press back 3, for 2, all the way back. Drop that right knee down. Bring that left leg forward a little bit. Let's just do a little single thigh stretch. Take a breather. Try to press that right hip forward. Lift the chest up and tuck the pelvis under. And breathe. Come all the way in. Just sit on the side here. Just gonna do a small figure 4 stretch before we go to the other side. Lean that chest forward. You can also lay down on your back. If you wanna do the figure 4 stretch there, just stretch out that glute. Take another deep breath in and exhale, lean forward more. All right, rolling back up. I'm gonna change my springs back to a blue and a white. Let's do the other side jumping. So, I'll lay on my right side. Left foot is on the jump board. Scoot your bottom back. Lift up through the bottom rim. So start parallel jumping. Squeeze that glute, resist down. Then we're gonna sweep that leg forward. Last one, straight leg. You're gonna keep the leg forward and then back. Straight leg. Creating an L shape with that leg. It can be very small. You don't have to kick it too far forward. Last one, back to parallel jumping. Normal jumps, resist down. up and around. Stabilize the pelvis, just the leg is doing the circle. It can be a half circle, whatever you can do. Two more in this direction. Reverse directions. Jump out, circle around, stabilize that pelvis. Land soft. Two more here, then back to parallel jumping. Last one, back to normal jumps. 10 more. Squeeze that glute. Last 5. 4. 3. 2. Last one. Come on in. Woo-hoo. Go. Pound out that glute if you need. I'm going to change my spring to a single red. Again, if you want lighter, do a blue and white spring. My right foot is on the floor. Left foot is up against the shoulder rest, so I just worked that left glute. So that is the glute that is up against the shoulder rest. Hands on the jump board. Bend that standing right leg slightly. You're going to press the carriage all the way back. Squeeze that left glute, pull it in slow. Slight lean forward with the chest. That left knee is off of the reformer, full extension. So as you press the carriage back, don't let the hips or body lean. The only thing that's pressing is that leg. Press back, squeeze that glute, pull it in slow. Keep those abs tight. All the way back and squeeze, 10 more. If this gets too heavy, you can always drop down to the blue and the white or take a little breather. Exhale, press 7. We have 4 more here. Last one, press it all the way out. We're gonna come in halfway. Little pulses, slow. 10, tiny. 9, squeeze that glute, resist in. 8. Control it. Last 10. Breathe. 6. We have 4 more. 3, 2, press it all the way back. Come all the way in. We're gonna drop that knee down to the reformer. Bring the right leg forward a little bit more. Bend that right knee and go into a single thigh stretch. Dropping that left hip forward. Breathing into that stretch. Come all the way in. I'm gonna put a red and a white spring on. I'm gonna grab my ball again, lay down on your back. This time I want you to place the ball in between your inner thighs. So arms long by your side, everything is feet parallel. So make sure that ball feels secure. And make sure it's a little bit more on the inner part of your thighs and not up close to the knees. Or you don't want it just on the knees because you're bending the knees as you land it. So inhale, you're gonna exhale, jump out and in. So as you jump out, give that ball a little squeeze, activating the inner thighs. here. Press out, squeeze that ball. Come all the way in, we're gonna take the ball, put it down by the ankles. This time as you jump out, try to give that ball 2 squeezes before you land. Inhale, exhale, jump, 1, 2, and land. If you can't do 2, just do 1. Do whatever feels comfortable. You should be feeling those inner thighs a little bit more, as well as the quads. Double squeeze 3, double squeeze 2, double squeeze. Just normal jumps, no squeeze, just 10 more. 10. Really squeeze those quads. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on in. I'm gonna put on a red and a blue spring. If you want it heavier for legs and straps, do a red, white, and blue. But we're gonna keep that ball. Make sure your hand rails are on the shoulder rests or hooked up. Lay on your back. You're gonna grab the straps, press the carriage out, 1 foot in to the strap, other foot goes in, and we're gonna place the ball in between the ankles. Reach the legs up to the ceiling, arms long by your side, press the legs down, and slow on the way up. Keep an active squeeze on that ball. Control it, only lift as high as you can without lifting that tailbone up. Keep those abs pulled in. Five more here. We have 4. Bring it up slow. 30. Lower 2. Last one, lower the legs to 45 or a little higher. Just gonna bend the knees in, press out, and give that ball a little squeeze. So feet and knees are parallel. The knees should be in line with the ropes as you bend the knees in. Bend in, press all the way up, give that ball a little squeeze. Five more. Flex the feet, think about pressing through those heels. Two more. Last one, press it all the way out, give that ball a little squeeze, abs tight, slow squeeze, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, squeeze the ball a little faster for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold that squeeze, hold it for 5, squeeze harder, 4, 3, 2, and come on in, bend the knees. I'm just gonna place the ball off to the side, legs up to the ceiling, draw circles. I'm gonna drop my legs down, out and around. Taking a little breather, opening up the hips, feeling a stretch in the inner thighs. Stabilize your pelvis so it's not rocking side to side. Four more here. We have 3, 2, last one. Reverse directions, open the legs out to the side. Bring those heels all the way together before you lift back up. Stabilize the pelvis and hips so they're not rocking. 3 more. Circle 2. Last one, bring the legs all the way up to the ceiling, grab the ropes, just pull down into a stretch, relaxing the calves, the hamstrings, and the lower back. Bring the ropes down. I'm just gonna go out to a little middle split. So stretch both legs out to the side. You can press down on the ropes. And breathe, just let the inner thighs relax. Bring the legs back in, take one foot out, other foot, come all the way in. Roll on up and we are done. I hope you had a great workout and got your sweat on. So have a great day and I'll see you at the next workout.